Good evening. Welcome to You Can't Handle the Truth Movies. My name's Chris, and this is James. And tonight we're going to review 28 Years Later.
With improved sound quality, hopefully.
You can't handle the truth.
A group of survivors of the rage virus live on a small island. When one of the group leaves the island on a mission into the mainland, he discovers secrets, wonders, and horrors that have mutated not only the infected, but other survivors.
Well, it's been not quite 28 years later, but I think it's 23 years later.
It's been enough time.
That's enough time. Enough time so that I did pre-watch the ones beforehand this week.
Did you?
I did, yeah. And I'm glad I did because I saw them when they came out.
Yeah.
I knew they were pretty decent films. That opening scene with Cillian Murphy in the first one, they did it on a budget of 8 million, but literally they just did it really early in London, and he started running around the streets and just shooting bits really quickly and asking people to stop walking up the streets and stuff to get the shots. So I thought that was, considering the effect they got from it and how good the film played out, I thought they did a pretty good job of that film.
Of the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about the newest one.
I'm just giving a little history.
Okay, the newest one. I'm going to say I like the way it started. That was good. Little kind of like back to how it kind of started a little bit, and then on the island, done. Gets into life as a kid, and he's growing up, and the dad, and they're going out on their like forager hunters, which is really cool. They go out, and then they meet some of the different types of zombies. Yeah, and then it just for me starts to do this. To the point where I'm like, why did they make this film? And why didn't they do a good job of it? I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm saying with what it had to live up to, they let themselves down. It went off on its own weird tangent. And there's rumours that this is the first of a trilogy. I know it's the third movie, but of another trilogy. And I'm just not sure if I'm going to enjoy it.
So I tend to agree with you on what you say about it. It starts off quite well with Aaron Taylor Johnson, and I thought he was going to be like the main guy throughout this. But it turns out it's actually more his son is actually the main guy. He goes about the plot where he's trying to save his mother. It just came to my head immediately as the film started. I was like, she's going to have cancer, and I just knew the plot.
Yeah.
There was not, which is a shame because from watching the previous two, there's quite a few questions to be answered, and I already knew going into the film they wouldn't answer. It just played out exactly how I thought.
Yeah.
From the start, though, it was really enjoyable. It was very easy to watch for a zombie film because I'm not a big fan of zombie films. I find them a bit samey.
Wow.
Because they don't even speak. They don't have much dialogue, zombies, do they?
Great.
That's why I'm saying if you have a good zombie film, it could be well done. So I was enjoying it at first, but yeah, when them people started, what was the ending about? With the kung fu people jumping all over, it seemed. I honestly thought the Power Rangers had turned up.
Yeah.
Enjoyed all the acting from every person in it. It had a good cast. It had a good motion, but the story was very predictable. The dynamic you got between the father and son disappears because the dad just disappears halfway through the film. I thought that was going to play out. He's going to come and
try and
help
save
it,
them,
try and say it, and all that kind of. But it didn't. They met up with Voldemort, and then
he was just sat waiting for them to maybe possibly return. He didn't even go out trying to look for them. Being the skilled hunter,
I found that
killer.
kind of strange as well. Yeah.
Was he just really happy? Do you think, maybe I do have a chance at Rosie now?
They did kind of skip over a lot of things, like they're alphas, they're on steroids, they're this,
without any real information. Also, so the alpha grabbing the head, ripping the whole spine out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool. But at the end, when he's trying to get to them, and he can't break that, you saw that little pin that you put across to stop the grate being lifted.
Oh yeah,
can't lift that. You can pull a whole spine out of something, but you can't lift that breakthrough. I was like, okay.
Yeah, the skull totem, was it?
Yeah.
By the time we got there, I thought this is potentially one of the best scenes in horror in a long time, and it didn't work.
At all, yeah.
It didn't work. It just kind of fell completely flat. But I know it's got 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I'm
Brilliant. Good old Rotten Tomatoes.
questioning why though, because usually they're pretty reasonable on that. It did tick a lot of boxes, as in we wanted to see this film. It did come out, but it didn't really.
It got a 7.2 on IMDb as well.
Yeah, it didn't.
And it wasn't horrible. As you say, it was well acted, and some of the scenes were good, and it's interesting. The scenery is great, and I really like the sycamore tree gap. So do you know about this? So the sycamore tree is, you got the two big hills, and you got the one tree that's in the middle, and that in like 2023 got felled by two knobheads. And basically it was like a national treasure, and in the film they put it back in, so it's not real. It doesn't actually exist. But some good news on that. It is showing signs of regrowth, so they might try to replant it at some point. Yeah, but other than that, if I go back to the film, Jodie, she was good. Her acting was really good. The in and out of being kind of like coherent and not coherent, I enjoyed that. Otherwise, there's no way that you could get a 13-year-old kid.
I'm blaming it fully on story for what experience I got, because everyone in the film was great. I followed all the characters. I was in the film totally immersed, and from the halfway point ish or so, it just kind of went to something else that I was just not really that bothered with. And well, where the hell was Cillian Murphy?
Apparently he's in the next one.
Oh, he's in the next one. I was just watching. He's going to turn up now. He's going to turn up. There's going to link to this one and that. No, just a story.
So I think that it was acted really well. The graphics and that were pretty good. Explosion, all that, all of that. But yeah, the story writing was lazy. That's all I can say. So let's just go to it. Out of 10, where are you going to put this?
It wasn't a disaster by any means, but after such like the 20-year wait for the next one, I don't really know. I'm probably going to put it at 6.6.
I'll give it 6.
6, yeah. I did. The thing is, I'm not.
You know how much I love zombie films. I was really excited for this, and I think that's probably why I'm so bitter.
My expectation going into it, I got exactly what I thought it was going to be going into the film. I didn't think it was going to do this, that, or the other. I thought they're going to start. I just knew the film was what was going to happen before it happened. I don't know how.
This is how I feel about this film. You can say, do you want to watch 28 years later at the cinema, or go and watch the first Resident Evil movie again? And I'll go, you know what? Let's give Resident Evil another go, because what did I want? No, it just wasn't good enough.
Okay, so what we're saying is a 6.3.
6.3 out of 10.
Yeah, I hope they don't continue it on from where they left it off, especially with the ninja Power Rangers, weird people turning up at the end. It was written on the side of the wall, wasn't he? It just, yeah, I think we're finished with 28s now. So.
Yeah.